So good morning, my lovely yogis. Welcome yourself to your mat. It's really nice to kind of, with gratitude, thank yourself for getting on your mat today. Because there are lots of other things we could be doing. But this is always a very beneficial thing for you. Mind, body, spirit. Getting onto your mat for your yoga. Have a few moments just to notice how you're feeling in all senses, physically, mentally, emotionally. And as always, just observe your satya and ahimsa. Anything that doesn't feel right today, don't do it. If you know that you need to be very aware of a certain part of the body, just release out of the pose, do something completely different, or even just rest until there's something that you know you can do. And that is the most yogic thing to do, is to be so aware of the body, what you should and shouldn't do. How are you feeling through the chakras? Let's start at the crown and just notice the energy around the top of the head. And then your third eye. Check in with your throat chakra, Vishuddhi, around the neck. And then your heart center, Anahata. This all links with the front of the chest, the upper back, shoulders and arms down to hands. Notice the energy around solar plexus above your navel. So this upper digestive system and the energy of being active and motivated, your confidence. And then below the navel, Svadhisthana, your sacral energy, lower belly, lower digestive and lower back, linked with our reproductive system. And then coming to root at the base of the spine, which connects all the way down the legs to our feet and toes. So anything linked with legs and feet, coming into our root energy here. Perhaps imagine a lovely bright red energy. What do you need from your practice today? Or are you just open to exploring whatever comes your way? You may be able to hear some noise outside. I think there is gardening going on or works. Apologies. So I'm going to join you lying down. And we'll start with our gentle stretches. So when you're ready, taking your right arm up and over. Let the hand fall to the floor behind you. And if you can, just flexing into the right foot, being very gentle and observing how this feels. And the beauty of these gentle stretches is that we can do it in a very slow way. Just explore how the first movement feels. And then if you can, gently start to point the toes, or even just relax the foot out of the flex. Notice how that feels. And then reaching up with the arm, lowering the leg, and just creating a bit of space in the waist. On the exhale, we'll take the arm down and palms up into Shavasana. Just relax the legs for a moment. Notice how your back feels. And then left side. Taking the arm over. And again, flexing into the foot. This side, noticing any differences. You might notice it more in your calf muscle. Around the knee. Lifting up with the arm, and now pointing toes. And then when you're ready, just exhale, relax, arm down. Palms up for a moment. Nice deep breath. And both arms over. Just let the chin rest downwards, lengthen through the back of the neck, and then gently flex the feet, point the toes if you can, or flex and then just release. Whatever feels right for you today, you know your body. And then on the next exhale, take your arms down. Allow the palms to rest upwards and just come into how the energy feels in your body. Bringing the right knee in now. Hands around the shin, take a deep breath. And then exhale up. Nice and slowly, following the breath as it leaves the body. Holding the breath out gently. And inhale when you're ready to come down. Left leg in now. So a deep breath in. Exhale as you come up. And then holding the breath out of the body is known as an external retention of the breath, a kumbhaka. Inhale when you're ready to come down. And then both knees in. Same again, deep breath. Belly up to chest, up to head as we fill the lungs. And then squeeze it all out as we come up. Pausing, noticing how comfortable we are with the breath held outwards. And then come down. Hold on to your knees. Let's have a gentle rock. And roll around on the back. Just feel the outer edges. How do you feel? Do you feel strong today? Do you feel a little bit fragile? What do you need? We're going to just roll up to seated and we'll come into our familiar Paramuktasana 1. Come onto your cushions if that's comfortable. As you just settle here, we can draw our fingers into Chin Mudra. Sometimes you will see people come into this posture, this mudra, with the thumb sort of below the tip of the finger, or the finger sort of on the pad of the thumb. It's always quite nice to try and do it properly, to bring the tip of the finger and the tip of the thumb together so it forms a circle. And then the 4 fingers, even though that first finger is bent, are all connected together. Sometimes we can see it very loose, but it is nice to learn how to do these mudras properly. The finger and the thumb touching are connected with linking the energy back in the body. If we extend all the fingers out, energy just flows outwards, but yes, it links our energy back through. So have a moment here. Come into a nice position where the back feels straight but not too rigid. Let the eyelids close. And just imagine those roots extending from your tailbone down into the earth. Notice if you can't sit like this, you're always welcome to have the legs stretched out in front of you, depending on how it feels for you. Just connect with your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll take the chin down to the chest. Pausing here for a moment and just exploring what you're feeling today. Does it feel good? Or are you noticing a sensation that isn't familiar? Breathe into center. Breathe out, take the chin up to the ceiling. Breathe into center. Breathe out, take the chin down again. Relaxing a little bit more through the shoulders. Breathe into center. Exhale up once more. Lovely openness in your throat, visualizing a lovely blue. And then breathing back into center. We're going to tilt the head to the right. Pausing, just feeling that stretch through the left side of the neck and then over to the other side. It's nice to have your eyes closed here sometimes if you don't feel dizzy. And come over to the right again. Gentle movement, nothing rapid. And then over to the left. If you don't find having the eyes closed comfortable, keep them open, or you can gaze loosely just down the nose. Come back to center. And then we'll twist the head as if we're looking over the right shoulder. And then left. This is all very balancing for your throat. So if ever you're holding on to something you need to say, maybe it's not unkind, but it's an awkward conversation. To the right. And then left. Then working with your throat chakra, balancing any blockages is always helpful. Take the chin down now. And we'll take a full rotation all the way around. Sometimes emotion can get caught in our throat. You know that feeling where we have a lump in our throat. Often we've not expressed something, whether it's verbal or emotional in some way. And then coming back to centre. Blinking your eyes open. Let's take the hands out in front of us and then thumbs in, thumbs out. And then palms up and then down. This simple movement, but how far up your arms and which parts of the arms do you feel any sensation? Just rotating now. You might find one arm you feel it more up the outside or the inside to the elbows, other way. It's just beautiful to have this time to be very body aware. Turning palms up, relax your shoulders, deep breath in. And then exhale. And again, you can close your eyes momentarily if you want to and just think about how each elbow feels. And then we can start to rotate our shoulders. As you bring the arms back, a lovely squeeze of your shoulder blades together. And as you bring them forward, you can separate them from the spine. Loosening up any tight muscle that we hold there. And just a few times, both directions. Lovely. Even though these warm-up exercises are very familiar and it's easy, they're so important to do. Lovely way of you connecting back with yourself. Let's just come off the cushions, extend the legs, and then just wiggling toes, opening and closing toes, noticing how this feels today. And then gently pointing and flex only if that feels right. If not, just leaving this out. And then one foot over the other. Let's just explore rotating at the ankle. Waking up all of our joints that have been sleepy all night. And in the other way. Other side. And then the other way. I think it's lovely to do these movements every week because I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes you'll think, oh, I've hurt something. Now, how have I done that? And when did I do it? Whereas when you're quite conscious of doing these things, you know that you're okay in the moment or that everything was okay last week. Hands under the right thigh and then just moving the knee just to warm up the joint. And then our hip. Hands on the shin and just gently rotating. And the other way a few times. Lovely. Swapping sides. So left knee. And left hip. And a few times the other way as well. Let's draw our feet together into butterfly, bound angle, and just have a little moment to relax here. Take a few moments just to feel the hips open up. Is it a nice stretch that you're feeling? Does it feel tender around the hips? Taking some gentle breaths. And then another thing that I'm doing far more frequently now is if you clasp your hands and just pop them around the end of the toes, and then just try and shove the feet in once and then again. See how close you can bring them to a comfortable position. And then just gently, we'll just start to flutter the legs up and down. Only if this is comfortable. If this isn't comfortable for you, don't worry, don't do it. Just stay in butterfly. Very, very stimulating for your root energy, this is. Take some deeper breaths as you do this. Don't have to do it intensely, it's just a nice little warm-up. Notice your breath. And when you get used to this little exercise, you can feel kind of gradually there's a nice sort of heating feeling, an energy build-up at the base of the spine, our root energy. Okay, so just gently slow down and release. Another posture that I've been doing far more frequently is rock the baby. Now, not everybody's hip rotation is going to do it beautifully. Some people will have their leg all the way up here and close to their body. I can't do that. So, but if you just cradle your right knee as if you're holding a baby. Some people can get their hands to clasp around, but then as I do that, I collapse the spine. So I just gently hold my foot and just hold wherever I can here. And then just gently swing like you're rocking a baby. Try to keep your head straight and lifted. There's a tendency to start doing this. And again, this is a practice that you can do for a certain length of time, and it's very stimulating. You might feel, just as you sit there, can you feel a little bit of warmth building up in the lower part of your body? Again, very energizing. So we'll stop that. Let's do the other leg just so that we balance. And you might feel a difference in the way you hold your leg, the way the hip rotates. And then again, we'll just rock our baby. And you'll notice your breath becomes a little deeper. It doesn't have to be intense, and only doing it to a comfortable pace or comfortable feeling for you. So that's nice. Just bring your legs down for a moment and just cross them. And can you perhaps feel a little bit of energy around the base of the pelvis there? Okay, so come onto your hands and knees, and I'm just going to talk you through a cat-cow sequence that's 10 steps. So there's 10 movements. So coming into your neutral spine, basically you'll know cat-cow, but what we do start to do is bring the leg behind us and stretch out the leg. Okay, so just breathing. And then when you're ready, this is position 1. We're going to exhale and arch up into position 2. When you're ready, breathe in, drop the belly into position 3, into cow. Just take a moment here. This is the first gentle bend of the day. It's quite nice to maybe sway your hips side to side and just feel into this curve into the lumbar spine. Position 4, bring your right knee towards your nose as you arch your back up again. And position 5, extend your right leg behind you as you drop the belly and you lift the head, so almost like a cow pose with the leg extended. Position 6, bring the right knee down, but in the same time bring the left knee forward to the nose as you arch the back into a cat pose. 7, we're going to extend the left leg back now. Keep the knee straight, pointing toes only if that's comfortable. 8, we bring the knee down, but we also arch the back up into a cat. 9, we drop the belly down into cow. And 10, we return to neutral spine. It's a really lovely little sequence to do. Very, very good for your spine. Let's do that one more time. So I'll talk through the numbers. Position 1, neutral spine. 2, exhale, arch up. 3, inhale, belly drops. 4, bring the right knee to nose as you arch up. And 5, extend the leg behind you, belly drops. 6, lower the leg, but also bring the left knee to nose. 7, extend the left leg back. 8, lower the knee and also arch up into cat. 9, belly drops into cow. And 10, we come back to a neutral spine. Really lovely pose. So just rest yourself back into Hatha Balasana. Take your knees wide. Rest your hands, your wrists. If you need to rotate your wrists from being on the hands a little while, give your hips a shake here if you want to. Take some deep breaths. Nourish your body. And then we'll gently come up. Okay. Join me standing. And we'll do a gentle earth sequence. Soft movement in a nice meditative way as we follow our breath. So left side of your mats, just joining me with your feet comfortably together. And we'll make a diamond shape with our fingers. And just enjoy this for the movement and the breath. Breathe in, arms up. Gaze through the diamond that you are. Exhale, arms round and down. Breathe into your throat chakra. Palms down to your root. Inhale forwards. Notice your balance, even in these gentle movements. Full breath in, full exhale out. Inhale. Arms round and down. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Let all the air out. Breathe in and the right foot to the side. Only come down into a squat as much as you can. Listen to how your body feels and how you have to flex into the foot. Enjoy filling the belly, the chest up towards the head. Feel the movement of the rib cage expand, frontwards, sideways. And then when you're ready, after 3 of those, coming to your right side. Right leg straight, left leg slightly bent beneath you, hands into heart. Gently leaning into that front leg. Leaning back as we exhale, round and down to the front. Can you notice your gentle heartbeat? How does the balance transfer feel from the right foot leaning forwards and the left foot is within the back? After 3, the other side. And again, even in these movements, try and find the ends of your breath. The end of the full inhale, the end of the full exhale. So many people in day-to-day life do not breathe fully. They're really only breathing to a certain percentage capacity of their lungs. to 3, coming to the front, into a forward fold this time. Coming from your hips, not your waist. Gently fold forward, explore how it feels in the body as you come down. Take a moment to rest here if you wish. Just take a breath to feel that stretch in the back. And then breathe in when you're ready, coming up, engaging into the core. Does this sequence make your body smile? And last one. When you're ready, bringing your right foot back to your left, your hands to your heart center, and just gently you can feel the thumbs press against the heartbeat. Notice if your shoulders are relaxed or whether they're creeping up towards the ears. And then we can release the hands. I'd like to come into tree pose. And it's nice to do tree pose after you've done a little sequence that's encouraged a little bit of balance to the left and right. So we'll start in Tadasana. Hands forward. Bringing an awareness to the feet before we start. So lean gently into the toes. Feel any sensation back into the heels. And then side to side. And then just maybe roll round gently in a circle. In both directions. And come to that middle central position. Grounding into the feet. Do you need to lift the arches of the feet ever so gently to feel more in line with the ankles, the knees, the hips? We often know when we're collapsing into our feet. So we're going to lean into the right leg and lift the left wherever you're comfortable. Today you may feel more safe and grounded and more at home in your body if you keep the foot low. The heel can come to the ankle, or you can lift the heel a little bit higher and just have the big toe touching the mat. Sometimes that just feels nice, it just feels safe. And then you can lift the foot away or below or above the knee. It's always better to sort of choose the position that you know that you're going to feel perhaps more steady in, even if you know you can come higher other times. Notice what's going on. If you need to put the foot down or touch the wall with your hand. Can you breathe to your belly without it being a tight breath? And then we'll gently release. Give your legs a shake. Let's explore the other side, because this is always what it is. We know we can do tree pose, but how does tree feel in us? How does our body want to reflect life in us today? So left leg, we're going to lift the right, and wherever that feels best for you. Oop. A wobbly side for me today. That's okay. Always just come back and ground again. Really wobbly today. This is fine. If you do find yourself very wobbly, just thinking about what's going on in life that might be throwing you off a little bit. And then when you're ready, just release. Give your legs a shake. Even yoga teachers can get wobbly from time to time. This is normal. Okay, loves, come down onto the mat. We're going to do some bridge and some gentle lying spinal twists. But have a few moments in Shavasana. Earth sequences. Oh, it's just one of the most lovely, gentle sequences to get the body moving. It doesn't exhaust you. You can gently feel the movement of energy through your body. but it's nice. Soft, nurturing sequence. So just feeling how your body's responding. Does your breath feel easy? Let's draw the knees in. Have a little rock. And then we'll bring our feet to the mat. We'll come into a nice gentle flow with this one today. We won't be holding the postures too much. We're just going to flow up and flow down and enjoy how all the vertebrae through the spine are moving with that lovely wave-like flow. So palms face down at the side of your body, feet towards your buttocks about hip distance apart, gently engaging into the pelvic diaphragm and the lower abdominals. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale, push up, peeling our body away from the mat, keeping the head straight, gentle engagement in thighs, back and buttocks, and then on the exhale, rolling down, starting with the upper spine, middle spine, lumbar, and then just finally rolling out the tailbone. And just coming up again when you're ready, breathe in, push into the heels, feel what you feel, and then roll down when you're ready. Exhale. Feel that stretch around the knees, stretch over the tops of the thighs, and coming up. And exhale, come down. And the next few times that we do it, see if you can tune the breath to be the length of the movement. So inhale up. And then exhale down. And at the end of that exhale, the tailbone rolls out. One last one. You're feeding prana, life force, into your body as you consciously breathe in. Exhaling out anything that's unwanted from the body. So just take your legs down into Shavasana again. I think that was only about five very gentle ones, but you'll notice that lovely sensation in the body. Turn your palms upwards into Shavasana. And maybe you'll find it's quite nice and easy to relax the spine here. Just gently notice if the buttocks are tight. And deep breaths. Bringing these in, and a nice gentle rock, we'll come into a lying spinal twist. There are two poses or sort of movements that are really nice to bring together, where the spine is coming forwards and backwards, and then gently we can come into a twist. So arms out level with your shoulders if you can. Feet near to the buttocks. You can either have your feet hip distance apart as we did, or you can bring them together. It does change a little bit how the twist feels, and you can explore that with this movement. So deep breath in. And then when you're ready, just lowering the knees to the right hand side. When you're ready, breathe in, bring them back up to center. And then exhale over to the left. Breathe into center. Exhale right. And again, as we did before, try and use the whole length of the breath for the movement. Breathe in up. Exhale down. Trying to keep both of your shoulders on the mat still. This is so lovely for your digestive system and your nervous system. When you come over to the right side, maybe just take a moment to pause here and see if you can just gently relax. Relax the buttocks, relax around the muscles around the waist. And then breathe into center, bring the knees up, and then we'll come over to the left and just take a moment to pause here, feeling into the stretch a bit more deeply. You can look to the opposite hand. It's always curious where you're holding tension when you pause in these poses. Check your inner thighs. Check around the sides of your waist, left and right. Noticing the breath, how it feels like it might spiral on in your body. Nice openness in the right ribs. And then gently we'll bring the knees up to center and take Shavasana. Just let everything realign for a few moments. Rock your pelvis, wag your tail. And then just take a nice stillness. And perhaps you can feel a little bit of a nice warmth in the lower back now. As we did rocking the baby, a warmth develops in the root energy and a lovely warmth now in your sacral. So bringing knees into chest, have a few moments to rock here, and then we'll extend the feet up towards the ceiling, knees out to the side, into happy baby. If you can't flex your foot here, you can just grab around the ankles or behind the backs of the knees on the thighs. Whatever feels right for you. And again, if it's comfortable for you, you can rock. Explore to what degree you want to rock, where it feels safe. And then come back to a nice hug in position, release, and you can rock again. Coming up, come onto your fronts. We'll just do some gentle back extensions. It's nice to just work the body in all directions here. So join me in crocodile. Feeling those base ribs still on the mat. Try and lift the ears away from the shoulders. And just seeing where you're tense. Lower back, buttocks. Deep breaths. There's so many things these different poses can teach us about our body. Where do we hold tension? Where does it get locked up and knotted in our bodies? Some people it's lower back issues, other people it can be shoulders and neck, hips. Just lower down and make a little pillow. Rest the forehead or your cheek. And we'll come up into Sphinx. These poses are so familiar, but notice how they feel today for you. Are you holding on to parts of the body that you're finding it hard to relax? Some days you'll come into these poses really easily, others there'll be a recurring challenge to soften and feel. Okay, gently lower down and noticing how that feels. Deep breaths into the belly. So from here, I'd quite like to come into locust pose. What we're going to do is bring our hands into fists and lift up the body and place them on the hip creases. So you're going to be lying on your fists on the two creases at the top of your legs, okay? And so coming into locust pose, we're going to just lift the right leg first. So just lift the right away from the mat. You can rest the chin on the mat in this position, and then lower. And then left leg. And then lower. So we're just going to lift the right leg, and then the left leg. And then we'll have a go at lifting both. So raising both legs together. Have a moment to rest. And then we'll just do that one more time, lifting both legs. So inhale, coming up. Lovely, and lower. Release your hands. Have a moment just to push yourself back into a nice child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. From here, we'll just take the arms over to the right hand side for a nice stretch into the side of our body. And then over through centre to the left. Coming back to centre. And then just lifting up a little. Going to bring our forehead down and just do 3 crown rolls. So breathe in as you come onto the crown. Out to forehead. And again. Very stimulating for your third eye and your crown centre here. And one more. And coming back. Lifting your head up slowly. And then joining me in a seated position on your mat for a nice breathing practice, nadi shodhana. So joining me seated. We're going to do nadi shodhana, but with the hand on the face. So with this, we rest the two middle finger, forefinger on our third eye, and we're going to use the ring finger and the thumb as the finger and thumb to close off the airways, all right? So we can just rest our left hand into chin mudra or in the lap. So closing off the right nostril, breathe in through the left, then close, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, close, exhale left, and just following this pattern. You might notice that you want to hold the breath a little. The retention of the breath. You might notice one nostril feels clear, the other feels a bit clogged, or a bit wet, or after you exhale through the left side, just release the hands. I'm going to show you another variation. It's very similar, but this is called sukha kriya. 3 fingers point upwards, and then we're just using the thumb and the little finger. These fingers don't touch the face, so they're just in front, and literally you're just moving the thumb and the little finger. In some ways this can feel perhaps easier because there's less touching the face. So with this one, what I'd like you to do is exhale through the left nostril. Then inhale, close the left, exhale through the right. Inhale right, close with the thumb, exhale, release the little finger left. And again, this is the sequence, just breathing in. Your left hand rests in your lap. Your little finger and thumb are the digits that we use, and the other three fingers point upwards. Just do one more round, always ending on the exhale left. And you can release. So 2 alternate nostril breathing practices, slightly different. Notice which one you prefer. Okay, let's come into relaxation. Lie down. And sometimes it's quite nice to have a little tissue after that practice, or to blow your nose before the practice if you do that at home. Take a few deep breaths. Does it feel a little bit more clear? And it's also very lovely for your third eye, balancing in the right and left hemispheres of the brain, balancing through the body, the main channels, the nadi and the Ida and Pingala, the feminine and masculine channel. So energetically, it's very balancing, as well as a lovely physical feeling as well. Going to have a shuffle through the enchanted map cards. So relax. If you have a question or a query, just pop it out into the universe. You never know whether some sort of wisdom will come your way. This one today is Spirit of Place. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your query relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. I'm going to leave that one with you. Notice what you struggle with. And embodying what's needed. So as you lie there, enjoying a few more minutes of just relaxing and observing your thoughts, notice what you're struggling with. Sometimes it is a lesson just to relax and let go. We all have times in our life where we do. One of the things I do like to return to is an affirmation. I trust the process of life. Sometimes we don't know why things happen to us, and it can be frustrating, but if we can flip it to, this is happening for me, not to me. When it happens for you, it's perhaps part of a greater plan. A plan usually for our spiritual growth in some way, shape or form. And it feels a little bit easier to stomach when you can accept maybe that something is happening for you rather than to you. And then when we can be in that state of accepting to an extent, we can perhaps see what has been put there before us, what we are here to learn. If we consider life just like coming back to school, lessons, and if we don't learn the first time, we have to repeat a year, we have to go back. Different people perform the same characters in our lessons until we can move through to the next level, the game of life. So my lovelies, just starting to come back into your day, gently with a few breaths. Deep inhale, a nice exhale. Wiggling fingers and toes, tilting the head. And coming into a lovely stretch. And in your own time, just coming up, have a moment to roll on your back or rock if you're lying down. And then we'll come up for our 3 repetitions of the mantra Om. Another lovely practice to bring into your day. It's nice actually to Om 21 times, but that can take about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. So let's Om for 3. Notice how your Om feels when it vibrates through your body. And then so joining me, Chin Mudra. Take a lovely deep breath in. And those first initial moments after the Om, just noticing that lovely energy around you. And we'll bring our hands together, rub the palms, feel the heat. Palms over the eyes, gently blinking, letting the light through gradually, then parting your fingers. letting the light in, hands to heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.